Generic greetings and welcome back once again to MMO98. Today's beverages. A nicely chilled yet artificially sweet orange squash. Sadly not the ones that you would get in the sort of see-through carton with a film lid and a plastic straw that made like a noise as you paced it through. Basically the ones you'd get as a kid in the 90s in a UK council estate. That reference isn't going to travel, but it would pair very well with a game of this time period. This is MMO98, I digress. It is a game, it's an incremental game, basically about pushing those numbers up, with the theme of being a MMO developer. So the idea is that you have to basically create a game, put it out there, manage servers, squish bugs, develop sequels, get more features, and then once you've got to a certain point, basically reset that and then get more permanent upgrades to try again and once again put those numbers up. It's quite a Moorish system, and I've played and displayed this on the channel in the past. Actually not quite too long ago, to be fair, but yeah, that was just a demo, and the game is out either now or very soon. Links in the description. I've been supplied with a key and I thought we'd try it out again to see what it has to offer. I have a feeling it's going to be very similar. Obviously that was a demo that I played previously, but there'll be more in this one. But anyway, let's just try it. So Generi game is going to be our studio. No, sorry, Generi studio is going to be our studio. Tutorial we don't need on because I think I can remember the basics, and it says it is time to announce your first game. Input the name of your game and press the button when ready to launch. The game is Worm Slayer Online. Now I wanted to have either online or world in the title, so I'm just going to randomize it until I get something similar. So Ashes of the Forgotten Age, that does sound like a like sort of MMO title. Iron and Sorcery, World of the Arcane, Mythic Frontiers. I mean, you can type your own in if you really want to, but let's just completely just like, oh there you go, Free Fury Online. Oh, actually I don't really like that. Let's go with Manaforge Online. Let's announce that. So I'm just going to pause it for a moment while we quickly run through the UI. Obviously, we've got a very thematic sort of, you know, a CRT grid here, and sort of feeling to it with, I'm guessing it would be, well, Windows 98. Oh, well, actually, you know, it might be Windows 95. Could be NT. It's not 3.1. I'm going to go with 98. Not Vista, though. Anyway, players, how many people will have bought Manaforge Online? None, because we've not released it. How much money do we have? 5,000 generic units of currency, and our overall hype. And basically that'll fluctuate based on the game's age, as well as the bugs that are present and the upgrades that you get. Speaking of upgrades, you do have tabs at the bottom, which you can use the buttons for, like the numpad buttons. So that is our dashboard. It shows us that's our main game here, so pre-release version from Generi Studio, and that is our Manaforge Online, and it shows you the servers, how many games you released, time up and server load, etc. Again, nothing but showing here because, well, it's not being released and the game's paused. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a bad cold at the moment, as always, it feels like. Anyway, this is our upgrades tab where we can get things like operations, allows for performing server operations, unlocks by server node. I am going to buy that because, well, you need it. You'll be needing it. And, well, I'm just going to go to release game because we're not going to make any money if we don't release the game, and then we'll unpause it. There's also the ability to get this GNOME, which is basically a copy of Clippy from, was it just Windows? Was it just Windows? Not Windows. Was it just Microsoft Word, or was it the other Office products? I can't remember. But basically, yeah, some people remember them fondly, some people hated Clippy. Basically, they're like artificial assistant to try and help you. Okay, so we can see we've got a server load that is it's heading towards the max. So I'm going to buy a server and reduce that load. Basically, if you get the load too high, it's going to become too much of an issue. I'm just going to pause it for a second. One thing I will say is that the game, I think, it has the potential to be very stressy. That's because of the sheer amount of things that you'll be doing. It doesn't feel like much at the moment, but later on we'll be jumping between debugging, getting upgrades, buying servers, going to different data centers and managing those. it has the potential to be quite a stressful game, but because you can pause it, I think you've got a bit of a breather there, so that is advantageous. We do have a chat here, so you've got your general chat with everything, so things like, word of mouth is insane on this one, does the fire rest actually work in this patch, smooth run y'all, bro, this game is everywhere right now, everything feels stable today, respect, alt tabbed and died, and this will give you, if you go, that's basically, you can go in the chat. And basically, as you listen to this, you'll get an idea of how you're doing. So if the server load is too high and the ping's really high, etc., it could pop up and say like, "Oh, did anyone disconnect just before the loot roll?" Or if there's any other problems, like it could pop up and say, for example, "Oh, someone went to the guild bank and stole all the materials. Ah, what's happening?" So it's quite nostalgic and thematic, but also gives you, some useful information. You've also got your system tab, which is basically just telling you what you've done. So buy servers, release the game, made money. Speaking of money, I'm going to go with price hike. I'm going to put the game's price up by 5 generic units of currency because we had the money to do that, and well, hopefully that won't affect the hype, but we shall see. So other things like, oh, we got bugs. Okay, so now we got the debugger, and you basically go through this debugger here, and you select the bugs, which is this flashing hexadecimals, and then you either deploy a hotfix, which is quicker but can introduce bugs, or you can compile a patch. I really hope once you're successful, you won't change and become an evil studio that tries to maximize shareholder revenue. That would suck. Yes, it would. Let's go ahead and squish some more bugs here. So you can see I can only stage a total of 7 at the moment. However, if I was to get this upgrade here, which is it's a feature, 5,000, but reduces the impact on hype due to bugs. I can also go with ECC memory, which increases the bug staging capacity. So we'll go here, and now we can stage up to how many bugs? I think it doubles it to 14. Yeah, I don't know why that's a thing. Why we need it? I guess you can stage it and quickly get the patch out, but yeah. Anyway, it allows you to stage them and squish the bugs. Let me buy another server because the server load is going up, and okay, right, I'm going to have to pause it again because a couple of things have happened. Firstly, sequel. You can develop sequels, so we can go with Echoes of the First Dawn, World of the Arcane. That's going to be our sequel, and the box art is going to be that one maybe? No, we want something a bit more magical. I mean, these are nice vistas, but nothing that really speaks sort of magic. That's not bad. It's not ideal, but it'll be fine. And you can develop it. But the problem with that is, as you do it, it's going to require money and more features, and you don't want to be just smashing sequels out like constantly, I think. You also now have ping. So the average ping of players, data centers determine the amount of players you can handle without having any latency. Connections is 1,250. And there's the world where you can get data centers. So we can get a US East data center for 10 grand, so can't afford it. But once I can, you can purchase that, and then you have to manage the data centers, and obviously it depends on the load of those, as well as the let me buy another server node here. I like to keep it for some reason under 50%. I don't know why, but yeah. Your chat can actually give you important information about how your game is doing currently. Don't forget to ignore it. Rolled a 1, rip. Need a tank for raid. Everything feels stable today. Respect again. Yeah, good. Did they patch something? Having it a single bug all night. That's good. Let's open up a data center and we'll check our sequel out, so we can see that this is the progress of our sequel. And ideally, you've got it's split into game design, art, netcode, marketing, and quality assurance. And you can develop it and just announce it. I'm going to keep developing it, I think, but I again don't have the cash for that. But I'm going to go for another round of bug squishing. Obviously, I've got it paused at the moment. I don't have to do that. I can continue running it. Let's just wait for this to refresh, and then we'll compile those like so. So that is fine. It's going to cost a little bit of money to develop another round of the World of Arcane. A bug is just a feature with 6 legs and an attitude. Okay. There is our data center, and basically you have to manage it yourself. But I think you can hire an engineer for 11,000. That's expensive. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that for now. Let's go to upgrades and see what else we can get. Load balancer. Reduce impacts on high server load on your ping. Reduce impact on high due to ping is 2. Basically, it makes it better based on, yeah, ping. Oh, hang on, wait. What have we got? Another round of development if we want. Estimated data is going up. Anyone up for a dungeon run after reset? Looking for healer for crypts. PST, congrats on level 60, dude. Yeah, level 60. Wow, okay. I don't know if it's... Again, I don't know if this is a feature of the game, and I do think it is. But this is our upgrades tree, alright? Obviously, at the moment, quite small, but it can get expansive. And there is a button to zoom out. And I keep on going into this, trying to use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out, and it doesn't do anything. Now, I'm going to assume that that is on purpose, because I don't think the scroll wheel would... Well, what, 1998? Were scroll wheels ubiquitous in 1998? I don't think they were totally common. And even if they were, I don't think they'd be used for things like that. You would have to press the buttons rather than use the scroll. The scroll wheel was just for scrolling up and down, rather than anything else, like in and out and other things. Although, I could be wrong about that. Let me know in the comments if you are of a certain age and know about that. And or are obviously internet expert. Let's see. We're up to 10 grand world. We can probably put a data center in Europe. I had a rumor that if you make a studio successful enough, Globe Connect may try to acquire you. Oh, okay. So I could put another data center up, but truth be told, our ping is all right. Yeah. Oh, wait. However, we now have a degraded server, so we will reprovision, which is just a mashing of buttons. There you go. Now you can hire an engineer, which will do that themselves, and that'll be fine. That's all good. Let me get another server node. Let me go for upgrades. What have we got? Predictive netcode reduces the impact of high ping. Don't think we need that. Architecture improves your server node's performance. Might as well pick that up. Sequel. It's 16,000 to develop a sequel. I'm probably not going to do it. Well, I'm probably going to develop it, but I'm certainly not going to announce it. Let me go to develop any second. There we go, develop. Okay. Oh, we've got the server node degraded. Tired of working. Why not slack off by playing some Minesweeper? Okay, I'm going to do just that. Let's go to Bomb Duster, and it is Minesweeper. So we have to count around this, and this is how many bombs are adjacent. So that says 1, so we have to be 1 there. This says 1, so it has to be there. So that is fake. So that means that is fake. That one is true. That one, ooh, I don't know, it's probably there, maybe. We'll go over here, though. That one's true. That one's all right. That one is good. So there we go. And then you get the easy ones, obviously. There has to be 1 there, so that can't be right because it says 2, and these are fine. 2, so it has to be those, which means that one's good, and that will be okay because, again, 1 is adjacent. Oh, 3. 1, 2. I don't know where the other one is. Let me just close that up and actually run and do my job here, and there we go. And buy another server node, most likely. Oh, actually not. But, oh, good grief, there's so many bugs in the code. There's so many bugs in the code. Let's squish the bugs. Compile patch. Develop sequel, not yet. It's debuggers, I think. What else have we got? Rapid provisioning. Reduce the amount of time needed to provision a server node. No, we don't need to do that. What we need to do is squish all these bugs. I don't know where all these have come from. I've not been developing anything. I'm going to deploy a hotfix. Just because it would be easier. And I think you can just mash anywhere, truth be told. And if you don't hit one that's like a bug, so it's not shaking around, then, you know, it's... yeah, it's not a problem. So let me go on to play another hotfix. I can't believe how many bugs were introduced. Let me compile a patch. Get annoyed by me? You can disable me in the settings. Yes, I can. You can also put him down there. Okay, right. I guess I can also, I believe, pause it, and yeah, then you can just go through and select all these if you want to. So it's you can play that. You basically set at your own pace. Compile that. Upgrades wise, we got 23 grand. Optimal servers. Root cause debugger improves the amount of bugs resolved per identification of the bug. from 1 to 2. Perfect. And that would help me out a lot, because I'm going to find multiples of them. We've got 65 bugs. Let's see, we're doing another round of bug fixing. But yeah, in the previous video, I was like reminiscing about like my personal MMO history, which was certainly not massively expansive, but you know, it ranged from things like Star Wars Galaxies to Eve, and obviously Warcraft, because of everybody played that, and like many others, which people were fondly sharing in the comments their experiences with, and fondly, not so fondly actually in some cases, about their MMO experiences. And I've actually recently got back into to World of Warcraft. I played it when it originally came out, and then with first few expansions. So what was it, Burning Crusade and Wrath of Lich King, and then sort of didn't really bother with it. And I think I played a little bit of Cataclysm, a little bit of that, and then the Pandara, I think. And then I think I might have jumped back in at some point for a very, very brief look with one of the other ones, which I can't even remember, because there's all kinds of them, and then we're on to this sort of weird trilogy thing, so I hear, which we're in the middle of now. But yeah, jump back in after how many years? It almost feels impenetrable, but I think they've done a fairly decent job, because you can basically go where you want now, and you know, it's changed. It's obviously changed so much since I played it properly. But yeah, you can basically go to any setting, and it scales, and you've got like time travel-y type stuff. So if you want to go back to Burning Crusade, or like I did, just start at level basically 0 in the new sort of dragon area, which is like interesting, flying around and after, you know, being on classic mount. But yeah, it is what it is. But have been enjoying so far. Anyway, I digress. Reduces bug occurrence. Yeah, we'll pick that up. Predictive netcode, no. Optimal servers, yes. We can buy another server node. Oh no, I can't buy another server node. It's 13,000 in order to do that. The sequel. How we're doing with the sequel? It is becoming a thing. I'm going to. I think. No crashes, no quest breaks. What is this? Is this what quality feels like? I need a summon, I'm stuck. Yeah. Clean pull until ad spawned. World, hang on. Server degradation has occurred. We don't fix that. I'm going to develop the sequel once more, and then I'm going to announce it. I just remember, no matter what you do, gamers will always find something to complain about. I can't really argue that. I would replace gamers with humans, though. It just feels like. Let's develop this once more. How many bugs in the code? We've got how many bugs in the code. Let's squish the bugs. Get it done. Another 40,000 bugs in the code. There we go. Wiped at 5%. Hate that. But yeah, not done any sort of raiding naturally. It's only just jumped back in to Warcraft. But I think I've done some of the. I've done, I think, 3 of the dungeons, of the instances in the dragon area. I don't even know. I can't even remember what it's called. That's how much attention I was paying. That's literally only last week. I've really got to jump back on it. But yeah, they seem pretty okay. I mean, naturally, it's no dead mines, is it? Let's see if there's one more bug I can just squish and get in this patch. There we go. And let's announce a sequel. Are you certain you want to announce the World of Arcane? This will reset your upgrades and data center purchases. You cannot revisit the current game. Confirm! Just announce your newest game. You've earned 252 fans and 6.5 TIB of data. Is that terabits? So, now we have, I'm going to pause it, research. And this is where you get your long-term upgrades. So, things like... Big 4 consultant, all revenue resources gain a 1.3 times multiplier. Revenue multiplier 1.3. 6 terabytes. So this is what you get for their development. Deployment scripts. Oh, okay. I don't know if that's a bug there. I think it is. Spinning up new data centers and manually reprovisioning. I can't say that. Data center construction speed is increased, basically, is what it's telling me. Performance vastly improves your data centers. Studio is London office increased amount of current operations by 1. Max concurrent operations is 2. Operations? Oh, so I can either... Right, yeah. Like new data centers or other things like that, right? I think I'm just going to go with increased starting capital. I can't get that. I'm going to go with, you know what, the Big Four consultant, just straight up cash money. Okay, we also now have here data. That's fine. There's your research debugger. Let me just pause it for a moment. Naturally, we want to pick up some of the usual things. So we've basically reset our progress. But we now have a more permanent upgrade, which is this Big Four consultant. But that was only 6, I think, to get it. And then you've got other ones that are like legendary support. Your previous games keep earning you 0.01% of lifetime revenues for 40 to get it. So, yeah, okay. Release game. Oh yeah, I should have actually done that. Sort of helps, doesn't it? Buy a server node. And our true fans, the amount of diehard fans your studio has obtained, these will be guaranteed to buy subsequent releases shortly after launch. So, we have true fans now, but again, you can see that we have reset. So staging is down back to the list of 7. So we have to try and get the upgrades to allow me to squish the bugs a bit more. Let's see if I can find one more. There we go. And just checking this. There we go. Compile patch. Back to our game. Right, so that has to have one there. So we'll say that's free. That's okay. This has 2 mines, so it's going to be one there and one there. So which means that's fine. This has 2, so it has to be there, which means that is done. Hey! I've won a game of Bomb Duster. Excellent. All right, okay. Let's actually get back to work. I heard a rumor that if you make your studio successful enough, oh yeah, we've had that. Yeah. So I was about to say, this Gnome guy does repeat himself quite a bit. Obviously, that's deliberate, right? Because that's what Clippy did. Let's develop a sequel. The Last Citadel, Wormslayer. Oh, Wormslayer Online. Nice. It would be nice if there was more box art. Seems to repeat quite a bit, but anyway. World, we haven't got a data center. I'll buy a server node. I'll buy that. Not sure what to do next. Take a look at what milestones are missing. Milestones? Milestones. Alright, yeah. So earn money, squish bugs, and you've got global ones as well. Okay. Sequel. Development of the sequel. There you are. But obviously we're looking at estimated data to try and pump those numbers up. And we can squish these bugs pretty good now. Compile patch. Upgrades. CPU architecture. Some of these ones you can see are grayed out because we've unlocked them previously. Sequel. Not bad. Buy another server node. I don't need another server node actually. Automated debugger. Automatically identifies bugs and sends them to the staging area. Current automation is 1. Oh no. It will be 1 once I get that. Oh, it's 75 grand. Yeah, I'm not getting that. If the staff fall asleep, and if staff sleeps under their desks, they don't have to waste time walking to the door. Yes, now that's not the culture we are aiming for here. Visionary Studios. No, we're all about playing Minesweeper while on the clock. Research, we don't need to look at that. Probably get another server node. Actually, we'll get a data center, should I say? And immediately broke, right? Can't have been that good. Let's get one in Europe. Oh no, it's 20 grand. Okay, can't do that. Fine. Reduce the amount of time it needs to provision a server. Improves the server's node performance. We'll pick that up, and you can see it's just a global bonus. So why would you not get that? There we go. So I'll squish the bugs. Trying to keep that hype. Trying to keep that hype up. I'm going to deploy a hotfix on this. And see if I can get some of these others in. There you go. I'll compile a patch on that. Does fire reset actually work? Looking for healer for crypts. PST. What's PST? That's time period? AFK for dinner 10 minutes. I wonder if other people used to use the term, well, it was a bio break. Basically, I need the loot. Let's compile that. So much terminology for MMOs. Your statistics impact each other, so high ping doesn't just reduce the amount of new players, it also increases the amount of bugs happening. So yeah, so it's all connected, you know. And if things start going bad, things start to get really bad, then, you know, you can get into a bit of a hole, and then maybe you just have to then release your sequel and reset it. Patch to say nerf, but damage feels higher, to be honest. Interesting thing on that. I remember reading. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what game, but for some reason I've got Apex Legends in my head. But I'm not gonna say it was that because I can't remember exactly. But there was a apparent buff for a weapon, and again I don't know if it was Apex, but it was, like I say, it was a weapon, a shooter, I believe. But anyway, I digress. It was a buff to a weapon, and overnight it became like a 20% better or something, like of note. Like, wow, they've massively made this weapon much better. And people were like, what's going on, you know, why would they do that? And then the developers came out and said, actually all we did is basically made the weapon sounds more punchy. So they just added more essentially bass to the weapon, and because of that people were just more confident with it, and that then pushed them numbers right up, and people were thinking, oh yeah, they've just massively buffed the weapon. No, it was just people were more confident and it just felt better. It just shows you the you know, what can happen with these sort of things. Sequel, we're going to develop a little bit more. We're on to estimated date between 2 and 3. Just going to squish a couple more of these bugs. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more slots available. I'll come back to that. Server reset when? Don't know. When it crashes and I press the button. Don't need to buy another server. Ping seems to be good. We're going to probably get a couple of these bugs gone. Compile. Sequel, where are we up to now? We can develop another sequel if we want to. Did you know that most rocks are 100% organic and contain no added sugar? Rocky would disagree. Let's see what else we've got. Predictive netcode reduces the impact on high ping. We've only got 63. Distributed system reduces bugs occurrence rate at high player counts. Bugs per player scaling. I think I want the automated debugger. That sounds like a way to go. Or we could go down the finance option, which is refer a friend. Sell additional copies. Chance to sell 2 copies at once, 10%. That would just increase the amount of money we're getting in. Because the server load's alright. Bugs are fine. Ping's a bit of a problem. That's because, yeah, we've got an alert because the data center was broke. Another data center would probably be advantageous. Let me provision one of those. We'll go for Europe now. So yeah, you have US West, US East, South America, Europe, Russia, India, South Africa. Yeah. And I haven't hired an engineer. Engineers automatically restore data center conditions. Yeah, sequel, 41 grand to develop it. Selling rare drop cheap. Remember the time of making money by selling portals? Need portal to iron forge. yeah, no bother, yeah. A gold. What? And it used to cost, you used to have to have materials again. That's one of the things I remember coming back to WoW just recently. It's like, what about rune stones? What for? Well, you know, just because you need them to cast runes. No, same as tables for like yeah, you just don't need reagents as far as I'm aware. I think still for crafting you do, but I don't even know how how crafting is these days. Let me just squish some bugs, because bugs are getting out of control. On the world's broke again. Reprovision the world, and world reprovisioned. That's all good. There's so many bugs. I should probably have to... Alright, okay. I'm going to have to probably go down the more bug squishy route, but I'm also getting into that level of the corporate, like, ooh, do we just go refer a friend? Do you want to do that? Because then we'll get more money, and that's where the slippery slope starts, I guess. You can customize your MMO98 experience with custom backgrounds, cursors, and even more new outfits. Can you now? Let's have a look. Customization. So you've got digital rain for the background. Different color options. Norman, default green or rainbow. And then the cursor. Oh, don't say we've got the sparkly one. Cursor trail, that's what. Oh, confirm. Oh, there we go. It probably doesn't come across very well on the video, but we've got cursor trails. Why did I ever think that was such a thing that I wanted? Confirm. Alright, fair enough. Anyway, I think I am going to call it there. Let's announce our sequel and confirm. And we got 6 terabytes of data. And what can I go for that? Maybe deployment scripts, performance, London office, finances. I should have waited a little bit longer and got government grant. That's a shame. And there is a maximum amount as well. 18 grand. Yeah. Anyway, that has been a bit of MMO98. Yes, it's very similar to the demo that I played. Obviously, there will be tweaks and changes and upgrades, and the more you progress on, the more new stuff I'll see, but I think it's fairly representative of the game in general. But yeah, it's... It is exactly what it is. It's an incremental game. So some people really like these, some people are not a fan. It really depends on the sort of theme for myself, and I like the idea of it being the sort of late noughties MMO development company, which is all good, and it's quite nostalgic to see the chat and things like that. So it's got that little hook for me personally, but obviously your mileage may vary. But let me know what you think in the comments, and there will be a link in the description for the game if you want to try it out yourself. It's either out now or out very soon. It depends on when this video was published. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Hope you have enjoyed it, and thanks so much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.